One act is about to win $1 million. Two incredible acts. Richard Goodall!
Richard Goodall, the singing janitor from America's Got Talent, found himself at the heart of a storm. Once just a janitor, his life has turned into a whirlwind of fame and struggles. Beneath the spotlight and applause, Richard faces deep heartache. He still mourns the loss of his first wife, a pain that never truly fades. And now, with his fiancée Angie by his side, he's fighting harsh judgment from those who don't understand his journey. Will Richard overcome the chaos? Or will the weight of his past and present drag him down? The next chapter of his story is about to unfold. Richard's story reads like a script from a movie. He was known locally as the Singing Janitor in Sullivan Elementary School in Indiana. Most people saw him as just a quiet, dependable worker, sweeping and mopping the hallways after hours. What they didn't know was that Richard had a voice that could fill a room. A voice that was waiting to be discovered. Each night as he cleaned, Richard would sing softly to himself, his voice bouncing off the empty hallways. For the longest time, no one noticed. Then, one evening, everything changed. A local news crew was setting up for an interview and accidentally captured Richard singing. That unintentional moment was all it took to set his life on a new course. But this wasn't just some fleeting hobby for Richard. Singing was more than just a way to pass the time. It was his escape, his way of bringing joy to long, monotonous workdays. The students at the school began to take notice, hearing the raw talent in his voice. They encouraged him to follow his dreams, to take his gift to a bigger stage. With their support, Richard made the bold decision to audition for America's Got Talent. This was his shot, his opportunity to prove that he had what it took to make it big. As he prepared for his audition, Richard opened up about the personal struggles that had shaped him, revealing the weight he carried as he stepped onto that stage. Richard shared his story with the world, opening up about his fiancée, Angie, who had supported him through all the highs and lows. Yet, their relationship wasn't without its hurdles. Many people were quick to comment on their age difference. But that wasn't the only emotional weight Richard carried. In 2019, he lost his first wife to cancer, a heartbreaking loss that left deep scars. Richard didn't shy away from sharing his grief. He posted openly on social media, letting his followers in on his personal struggles. It made you wonder, if life hadn't thrown him so many challenges, would his incredible talent ever have been discovered? America's Got Talent is a show that gives people like Richard a chance at something bigger. Created by Simon Cowell, it first aired on NBC in 2006, quickly becoming a hit. The show features a wide range of acts, from singing and dancing to magic and comedy, capturing the hearts of millions every summer. It has even inspired versions in countries all over the world, a testament to how much audiences love watching ordinary people achieve extraordinary things. Contestants from every corner of the country, and even the globe, show up for a shot at impressing the judges and winning the ultimate prize, the chance to headline their own Las Vegas show. But that's not all. The winner also takes home a hefty cash prize. With features like online auditions, surprise guest judges, and the iconic golden buzzer that sends performers straight to the live shows, AGT stays fresh and thrilling every season. Each contestant has only 90 seconds to make an impression. And if things go south, the dreaded buzzer can cut them off instantly. Now, as Richard stepped onto that stage, it was his time to shine, or fall. From being the unnoticed janitor cleaning the halls of a quiet school, he was now standing in the spotlight, ready to show the world what he could do. This was his moment, a chance to rewrite his story and step into a future he had always dreamed of. But life doesn't always work out the way we expect, does it? Richard hadn't always been in the spotlight. For years, he quietly went about his job as a school janitor, cleaning classrooms and hallways, unnoticed by most. But one day, he decided it was time to let the world in on his secret talent, his incredible voice. With nothing to lose, he set off for Las Vegas, not for the glamour or the casinos, but for the chance to step onto a stage that could change everything. When Richard appeared on America's Got Talent, he wasn't dressed in flashy clothes. He wore a simple shirt, pants, and a cap, looking like any other ordinary person. He introduced himself to Terry Crews, the show's host, and shared his story. Terry, who had once scrubbed floors in his early days in Los Angeles, instantly understood Richard's journey. Their exchange was a powerful reminder that humble beginnings don't have to hold you back from dreaming big. Now, Richard had his moment. This was his chance to show the world what he was capable of. When it was time to perform, Richard seemed a little nervous at first. He took a deep breath and steadied himself. Then, as the opening notes of "Don't Stop Believin'" filled the air, something changed. The energy in the room shifted. The audience was stunned. The judges, too, were in disbelief. Who knew that a janitor, someone who had spent over 20 years cleaning floors, could have such a powerful voice? His choice of song wasn't accidental. It reflected his journey, the struggles he'd faced, and the resilience that had carried him through it all. But now came the real test. Would the judges be impressed enough to send him through to the next round? The suspense was thick. But as the crowd roared with applause and the judges sat in awe, Richard could see that things were going his way. Then, the moment that everyone waits for arrived. The golden buzzer. With a loud burst of confetti, Richard was sent straight to the live shows, bypassing the usual rounds. For him, this wasn't just a step forward in the competition, it was validation. It was proof that hard work, perseverance, and belief in yourself could pay off in ways you never imagined. Richard's story struck a chord across the country, sending a powerful message. It's never too late to chase your dreams, no matter where you start. But this wasn't just a tale of winning a TV competition. His performance resonated with people who felt overlooked or trapped in their own lives. His journey reminded everyone that your beginning doesn't define your end. What matters is the passion and effort you bring to the table. After his performance, messages poured in from viewers who were inspired by Richard's story. They shared how his courage had reignited their own hope, pushing them to keep going despite the challenges they faced. Richard's journey wasn't just about a man with a hidden gift. It was about believing in yourself when no one else does. Even though he spent years wearing a janitor's uniform, his voice had never been silenced. His talent, once confined to the halls of Sullivan Elementary School, was now touching hearts far beyond. It proved that amazing things often come from the most unexpected places. But the road wasn't all smooth. After his audition, overwhelmed with emotion, Richard called his fiancée, Angie, to share the life-changing news. It was a moment of pure joy. How many people, especially in their 50s, would have the courage to stand on a national stage, knowing they could face rejection? Richard's bravery stood out. As he sang, memories of his past flooded back. In his next performance, Richard took on a song by Michael Bolton, one of his favorite R&B artists. This performance wasn't just about impressing the judges. It was deeply personal. His choice of song was a reflection of his own life and struggles, and it pulled the audience into his world. The meaning behind his performance touched everyone who heard it. But there was more to Richard's tears than stage fright. Just before he stepped onto the stage, he had lost his first wife. As he sang, the memories of her rushed back, filling his heart. She had been his biggest supporter, the one who encouraged him to pursue his musical dreams even when he was just a janitor. Their partnership had been built on love, shared dreams, and unwavering support. Even in his darkest moments, when he doubted himself, she was there, reminding him of his talent. With every note, Richard honored the people who had always believed in him, especially his late wife. Richard's journey on America's Got Talent wasn't just about chasing fame. It was a heartfelt tribute to the people who had shaped his life and dreams. His story served as a powerful reminder that no matter where life takes you, it's never too late to follow your heart and make something incredible happen. After finishing his song, Richard revealed that the performance was dedicated to Angie, his fiancée. He chose a Michael Bolton song on purpose. It was Angie's favorite. The lyrics held deep meaning for him, and as he sang, he wasn't just performing to impress the judges or entertain the crowd. He was singing directly to Angie, celebrating their love, while also honoring the memory of his late wife. The emotions he conveyed weren't just about sadness. They came from a place of love and remembrance. As Richard sang, it felt like his late wife was there with him, quietly supporting him from somewhere close. The audience could feel the intensity of his emotions. This wasn't simply a performance, it was something deeply personal, and that made it unforgettable. The room fell quiet as Richard's story truly began to unfold. When he sang, his naturally powerful voice had a unique softness, one that made every note feel intimate and real. The audience connected with his emotions through every word. After the performance, when asked about the tears in his eyes, Richard opened up. He shared how much that song meant to him, explaining the deep love he had for both his late wife and Angie, and how music allowed him to express all those complex feelings. The judges were moved by his raw honesty. They didn't just see him as a talented contestant. They saw a man who had lived through heartache and love, using his life's experiences to create something truly beautiful. Richard's performance was more than just a display of his voice. It was a story of love, loss, and the power of hope. Losing someone you love is an experience that leaves a deep scar. It's especially hard when that person has been by your side for decades. Richard had spent 30 years with his wife, building a life full of love and memories. They shared countless holidays together, each moment captured in photos that reflected the bond they shared. But in 2019, cancer took his wife away. Her passing left an emptiness in his life that he could never have prepared for. Every corner of their home reminded him of the life they had once shared, and the void left behind was something Richard battled with daily. Though he cherished the years they had together, the grief he felt was constant. Moving on seemed impossible, like scaling a mountain with no clear peak in sight. But Richard's story didn't end there. Over time, he found love again, this time with Angie. It wasn't an easy road. Falling for someone new after losing his wife left him with a sense of guilt. He often wondered if moving forward meant erasing the memory of his late wife. Angie, however, was patient and kind. She helped him understand that loving her didn't mean he had to forget his past. On August 25th, Richard shared a photo of him and Angie at Taco Tequila's, captioned, "Fun night with my Lane." It was a sign that he was starting to feel happiness again. Even with Angie by his side, Richard often turned to music for solace. He would sing along to his favorite songs at home, imagining what it would be like to be in a band, something he'd always dreamed of, but never thought possible. Then, unexpectedly, life took a turn. A video of him singing Journey at a local school went viral on TikTok. and suddenly, his talent was being recognized far and wide. The thrill of that viral moment reignited his passion. Soon, he started receiving invitations to perform, and by July, his band was booked every weekend. His dream, once thought out of reach, was now becoming a reality. He couldn't contain his joy and shared the news on social media. And just like that, we're booked every weekend in July. Thanks to his band, Richard sent out a message to their growing fan base. See you Saturday night at Archie's Sports Bar at 7:30. Don't miss a note. For Richard, playing every weekend felt like a dream come true. Something he'd longed for, but never thought would happen at this stage in his life. Yet, the road to performing wasn't as smooth as it appeared. His love for music brought along unexpected hurdles. Working as a janitor didn't provide much income, and the costs of traveling to gigs and competing in the music scene started to pile up. With money tight, it was hard to stay focused on his dream. Just when things seemed like they were about to crumble, help arrived from an unexpected source. A local man named Chris Burson noticed Richard's struggle and decided to lend a hand. He started a GoFundMe campaign to cover Richard's travel and performance expenses. The response from the community was overwhelming. By June 9th, they'd raised $15,000 from nearly 400 people. This outpouring of support not only relieved Richard's financial burden, but also proved how much people believed in his talent. It was a lifeline that allowed him to pursue his dream without constantly worrying about money. With this new sense of freedom, Richard didn't just perform for the crowds. He poured a piece of his soul into every song. His voice carried the weight of his past, the pain of losing his wife, the joy of finding love again, and the thrill of chasing a dream that once seemed lost. For Richard, music became more than just a hobby. It became a tool for healing, a way to connect with others and himself. Angie, his new partner, stood by his side, offering unwavering support at every show. Their relationship wasn't about filling the void left by his late wife. It was about creating something new, a future together. With each performance, they were writing their own story, one filled with new dreams and hope for what was yet to come. As Richard's band kept performing, his story began to spread far beyond Terre Haute, touching people from all walks of life. The viral video was just the spark. Every show, interview, and social media post became another way for Richard to connect with others. His journey spoke to everyone who had ever known loss or dared to pursue their dreams despite the odds. While fame had come his way, it was never his aim. For Richard, the real reward was the ability to sing, share his music, and make a difference in people's lives. Through it all, he discovered that life might not always follow the path we expect, but love and music can bring healing and hope. And that, for him, was everything. Meanwhile, Grace VanderWaal, a standout contestant on America's Got Talent, received a major confidence boost from Simon Cowell's praise, who called her the next Taylor Swift. Grace, only 12 at the time, wowed audiences with her distinct voice and original songs. In the quarterfinals, on August 23rd, Grace performed Beautiful Thing, a deeply personal song she wrote for her sister. The performance was emotional and captivating. It was rare to see such stage presence in someone so young, and even more impressive that she played the ukulele with such ease. A week later, in the semi-finals, Grace performed another original song, Light the Sky, leaving everyone stunned by her talent. But it wasn't just her voice that impressed. It was the depth of her songs, each one carrying a meaningful message. On September 13th, Grace delivered a powerful performance of Clay, a song about standing up to bullies and believing in yourself. Her music wasn't just about showcasing her ability. It was about spreading messages of kindness and self-acceptance. However, the competition was only part of the challenge. Grace also had to decide what to do with her $1 million prize. True to her thoughtful nature, she decided to donate a portion to charity, even at such a young age. But she also treated herself by asking the team from Treehouse Masters to build 2 custom tree houses, one for her and one for her sister. It was a perfect blend of generosity and joy, showing how grounded she remained despite her newfound fame. The tree houses Grace had built weren't just for fun. They marked the start of a new chapter in her life, where her dreams were no longer just dreams. They were becoming her reality. With that milestone behind her, Grace was ready to take on the next stage of her journey. After America's Got Talent, Grace's fame skyrocketed. By September 2016, she was making appearances on The Ellen DeGeneres Show and The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, quickly becoming a household name. Her down-to-earth nature and extraordinary talent won over even more fans, solidifying her place in the spotlight. In October, she lived out a childhood dream, performing 4 sold-out shows at the PH Showroom in Las Vegas, alongside other America's Got Talent finalists. It was a moment that proved her stage presence wasn't just limited to TV appearances. Grace could captivate an audience in person just as much as she did on screen. But it wasn't just about winning the competition for Grace. It was about how she handled everything that came afterward. In December, she took center stage for the America's Got Talent Holiday Spectacular, where she performed a stunning rendition of Frosty the Snowman. Her version of the classic song was magical, showing not only her vocal range, but her ability to bring new life to even the most well-known tunes. Winning the competition and releasing an EP didn't mean Grace could take a break. There were new challenges ahead. Balancing the pressures of fame with her personal life, all while continuing to evolve as an artist, wasn't going to be easy. What set Grace apart was her ability to connect with people through her music. Every song she wrote had a personal touch, whether she was singing about family, bullying, or following your dreams. Her lyrics were raw, real, and deeply relatable. Grace's rise from a shy ukulele-playing girl to a national sensation wasn't down to luck. It was a result of her hard work, creativity, and unwavering passion for music. Grace's story is a powerful reminder that even at a young age, you can make a lasting impact if you follow your heart. Every time she stepped onto that stage, she proved that she had something unique to offer. Fans were drawn to her not just for her music, but for her authenticity. Through it all, she stayed true to herself, showing the world that success doesn't have to come at the cost of your identity. But for Grace, this was just the beginning. She knew there was still so much more to learn and accomplish. As Grace continued to grow as an artist, people were eager to see where her journey would take her. With her passion for songwriting and her love for performing, it was clear that her future was bright. Her story serves as a powerful reminder that dreams can come true when you believe in yourself and stay committed to what you love. Grace's rise to fame wasn't just about performing. It was about making a difference. Every song she sang, every interview, and every performance carried a message of hope, kindness, and self-confidence. Her journey is proof that even the smallest voices can make a huge impact when they speak from the heart. Fans are certain that whatever Grace does next will be just as meaningful and inspiring as everything she's already accomplished. The future is wide open for her, and everyone is excited to see where her journey takes her next.